Hey everybody, I'm back. January 30th, and it is my birthday today. So I'm going to have a drink for myself and for you guys. A little Truly Sangria, which is actually the best one. Cheers, Angry Mac. I want to start off by today saying, what kind of world are we living in? What kind of a crazy, insane world are we living in where a man is allowed to light his pregnant girlfriend on fire and be out of jail in a couple hours? I mean, what's next? Stab her in the brain? Poke her in the eye with a fork? He lit her on fire. And that wasn't enough to keep him in jail in New York. Nor was a teenager who shot a police officer. Dude was out in a couple of hours. You wonder why crime is going up and the insanity is going up. I am surprised there are not more violent crimes because there is nothing stopping it. You're defunding the police. Police are getting killed like crazy. I wish nothing but remorse for the family of the two officers that were killed. One was killed in AOC's area, her district, and she didn't even show up. She didn't even show up for the people she is there for. So, you know what? She really is dummy. They asked her the other day how to spell orange, and she wanted to know if it was the color of the fruit. That's how dumb she is. I mean, come on now. And speaking of bizarre, down in D.C., an ordinance was just passed down in D.C. that in the strip clubs in the local region, all the strippers must be masked. Don't have to wear anything else, but that face needs to be covered. I'm thinking we probably should be worrying a little bit more about sexually transmitted diseases than COVID. COVID's on the way down. Sexually transmitted diseases have been here since the dawn of time. Just saying. Hey, then, we have Minnie Mouse has been hit by wokeism. Let's see, we don't want to offend anybody with Minnie Mouse. She needs to be accepted by everybody. So they are getting rid of Minnie's pink dress with the polka dots and her red high heel shoes and a red bow. And she's getting a dark blue pantsuit, a blue bow, and a pair of flats. We all know that being a man is wrong. Now, what is wrong with being a woman? Women are some of the best people in the world, and more often than not, more intelligent than us Neanderthals. But why can't women just be women? If you don't want to deal with Minnie, don't get a Minnie. It's as simple as that, man. Minnie Mouse. She's a female. She's a female. Come on. The transgenders keep going. They're ruining female athletics right now, especially at the college level. There is a trans swimmer at Penn who apparently is parading around with his old male equipment still attached, just dressing in the locker room, shattering all kinds of records, and now the females are starting to get a little perturbed and speaking out that they have no chance anymore. So let's just create a new set of rules just based on biology. Penis versus penis, vagina versus vagina, no problems. That's it. You're no longer classified as male or female. It's just penis or vagina, end of story. Not talking about it anymore. If you have a penis, you're biologically a man. That's it. Same way as men can't get pregnant. It's all about biology and equipment, but people don't want to talk about that science because that may hurt somebody's feelings. God forbid we offend somebody with the truth. Truth hurts. I think the word was you can't handle the truth, and it's absolutely correct to this day. Then we have Screaming Joe is back. This week he was screaming about something about diabetes medicine and insulin. He may have forgotten that he signed an executive order his first hour in office, raising the price of insulin again. But there he is, yelling like a demented old fool. And if anybody has a family who knows somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's, that sudden burst of anger is a sign. Good old Whispering Joe. I don't understand it. But he also said that he's going to replace the retiring justice of the Supreme Court with a black female. A little surprised he didn't go trans. I have to tell you, I'm just going to say that right on the record. But black females take up 6.5% of our population. And they take up less than 2% of the qualified people who would be a Supreme Court justice. I don't know. Call me crazy, but the civil rights movement wanted equality, everybody to be treated equal, and nothing be based on your color or race. Feminism, nothing be based on your gender. Aren't we going against everything? Aren't there laws against discrimination? Joe said it's a long time coming. We should have had a female black justice many years ago. I don't know, Joe. When you were in Congress, George Bush nominated a black woman, Janice Rogers. Not only did you filibuster once, but you filibustered twice. And the second time, from what I understand, was the longest filibuster in Supreme Court nomination history. So yes, Joe, we should have had one a long time ago. And she should be sitting right now. But you hide behind the facade that you're for the black folk. You're not for the black folk. You're for the black folk vote. Let's get a little honest here. But this truth isn't what people want to hear because Joe's doing such a bang-up job. He's doing such a bang-up job that now he's claiming millionaires. Yes, millionaires want to pay more taxes. You become a millionaire, you're not looking to pay more. You're looking to escape paying as many taxes as you could pay. I bet you ask those millionaires, Joe, I'm not going to find many that say, oh, you know what? I'll pay some more. I'm not paying my fair share. I'll pay my fair share and everybody else's fair share. Joe, you're full of it. You got to give us a break here. You got to give us a break. You know, fair share. Joe, everybody doing such a bang-up job. Heating oil and heating your home is at a 8 to 12 year high. 8 to 12 year high, they're saying, just to heat your home. I don't know about you, but it was 9 degrees here in Long Island the other day. Heating my home's damn expensive and almost twice as more expensive if it was last year. He's doing such a great job. It's funny because I don't see anybody wearing Build Back Better hats parading around, Build Back Better t-shirts. I don't see that motto being all over the place. If he's doing such a great job, don't you think somebody would have cashed in on Build Back Better? They're not. You know why? Because it's stupid. Once again, truth hurts. This is just truth, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, just truth. Now, I talk about Hollywood and they slam them all the time, but there are some beacons of light in Hollywood besides Clint Eastwood and Matthew McConaughey. They don't care because they don't need the money anymore. You know who doesn't else need the money? Goldie and Kurt Russell. When they were asked about their political views, they said, who cares? It's not our part to say. We're entertainers. You know what? We stay in our lane, and so should everybody else. So here you go, Kurt and Goldie. Snake Lipskin and the great Goldie Hawn. Now they're going after Disney for even more than Minnie. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs apparently are hurting people. Dwarfs. Can't talk about dwarfs anymore. They're still having a dwarf throwing contest, but Snow White, that white woman with those dwarfs, really irritating anybody. My guess, it was Dopey. Dopey just came out as a Democrat. Now he's ruffling everybody's feathers. They're all ruffled. Once again, truth. Dopey was a Democrat. Not Doc, the smart guy. He was somewhere in the middle. Independent thought. Critical thinking, which is eluding our entire society. Critical thinking. That's what we're talking about. Critical thinking, Neil Young. Neil Young threatened Spotify that if they didn't get rid of Joe Rogan's podcast, I'm not a huge fan of Joe Rogan. He is what he is. I like listening to him sometimes. His podcast is a little long for me. But Joe Rogan is outspoken, conservative, he questions things. He doesn't just follow a line. He thinks, critical thinking. Neil Young said he's going to remove his music. Spotify said, okay. Now here's the irony. Joe talks about whatever he talks about. Neil is a known homophobe. Known homophobe. On record as being a homophobe. Excuse me. And his most famous popular song, all about freedom. Keep on rocking to the free world until that free speech you don't agree with, brother. Once again, more truth, and the truth hurts all over. The truth hurts. You want to know about truth? The truth. Down south, there was a carjacking. Guy goes to carjack over this couple, black guy, white couple. The white guy's got a gun, shoots him. Shoots the carjacker. Dead. The family is suing the white guy for unnecessary murder, or whatever it is. He shouldn't have shot him. That's their contention. It was only a car. They shouldn't have shot him. He should have just given over the car and then called the police. I'm not kidding. That is their logic. He carjacked the white guy. The white guy shot him. Black guy dead. White guy should have given up the car because it's just a car and then called the police. So,
Why don't we just make carjacking legal? Not a big deal. You know what? If you're here in New York, you'd be out 15 minutes. That wouldn't even take hours because nobody else was killed. Just a car. You kidding me? There's no personal responsibility. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. You know what not the victim is? Criminals. But they make out every criminal to be a victim. And you could just go down the list. And it's about time the country changes because it's nonsense. Criminals are not victims. They're criminals. A little common sense, folks. More common sense. I haven't heard anything about teachers this week, but I'm reading a lot about how the teachers are failing people. And there was a woman on the news, and there's a son on his iPhone and a pair of new Jordans. I'll tell you something, sister. If your son is failing, that's on you. Now, if your son has a $1,000 plus phone and a pair of $300 sneakers and you're ranting and raving that the teachers aren't doing a job, maybe you should look in the mirror, sister. Maybe it's not the teachers. Maybe it's you dummy. Get more involved with your kids. You can't just buy them what they need to learn on an iPhone and a pair of Jordans. Jordans were pretty nice, though. I got to give you that. I'm not a $300 sneaker man, but they were pretty nice kicks. Now, what do you got? Down in Colorado, more lunacy. There was a shooting down in Colorado. An Arab gentleman shot a few black folk. So when it was on the news, they were going after this guy as a white supremacist racist. So the other person on the little panel said, a white supremacist racist? They said, yes, he was a white supremacist. You know, he was an Arab. I don't even know his name. It was like Mustafa something. I can't even remember the last name. And they said, the exact quote was that he was morally white. Morally white because he shot black people. Which is confusing me because I know many white people and none of them have shot black people. I'm just saying. It's not any white morals to shoot black people. In fact, it's not any white morals to shoot anybody else, nor is it in black morals, Asian morals, any morals you want. There are no positive morals of shooting people. I'm just calling it what it is. Once again, truth. And let's start thinking about the truth because our country is going through falsehoods, one after the other, perpetuated by the most powerful organization in the country, not the government, the media, because they do believe that you're all sheep. So open up your mind a little bit and take a breath and listen and think. Listen to people you don't agree with, and maybe they'll listen to you if you do it respectfully, and maybe we'll get some dialogue and the truth to come out. Oh, Fauci's back. He's doing some investigating on the COVID virus on transgenders. Not really sure how it's different on transgenders than it is on regular genders, but he sank $250,000 to study transgender monkeys. How the hell does anybody know a monkey is transgender? I don't know. Did they ask him? Did they fill out a survey card? Did they check the box? I don't know. I've never seen it check white, monkey, Caucasian. I've never seen the box. So they must have checked off trans, those monkeys. They're a lot smarter than I think they are if they're identifying as trans. Can you imagine you seeing a trans monkey? Hey, honey, look at the trans monkey over there. It's a special section in the zoo just for the trans. Do they have their own bathroom, a trans bathroom, or can they go whatever they want? I don't know. It's just weird. 250,000 trans monkeys. Why don't you give it to me? I'll find better use for it. I'll get everybody a nice bottle of whiskey you watches. Then, finishing off today, here we are, how soft we've come in our society. Listen to this one. Dear Angry Mac, my son is a high school wrestler, and his match was covered last week and was in the newspaper. There was a picture of him getting pinned with an article. Teens in high school already have problems with self-esteem. This was unnecessary and harmful. Should I call and write the news to tell them my feelings and how hurtful this is? And what should I tell my son? Well, should you call the news, tell the news? Think you already did. What are you going to tell him? Don't cover the sports? Tell your son, dude, sometimes you'll lose. Tell your son if he's over it, dude, toughen up, buttercup. You need to put your big boy pants on, get out there, compete, and try harder to beat the guy next time. Not worry about your self-esteem. You're in there competing. You know, Dad, you're part of the problem. My son plays athletic events when he loses or something bad happens to him or he's not ready to battle the way he was trained. I don't say, oh, honey, sweetie, oh, I'm so sorry. I say, next time, take it to the other guy. Now remember, find somebody you love, give him a hug, give him a kiss. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We all know it. We see examples every day. Everything in this world is nonsense. And the real truth is, love will conquer all. Find the people you love. Tell them you love them. It's very easy. I love you. The most powerful 3 words in the English language. Cheers.